Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's check out Asteroids Recharged on Nintendo Switch. Now this game is available for all the consoles. We're just using it on Switch because it kind of makes sense for the crowd that plays Switch games. A little bit more interested in retro things. Now this is an ongoing series of what has turned out to be incredibly disappointing remakes. Certainly not as good of a series of remakes as what happened during the Jaguar era, but what can you do? That era is long gone. Alright, so let's see here. How do I move between those? Oh, okay. Analog stick only. Gotcha! Nothing too terribly fancy there. Oh, there's a co-op mode, that's cool. If you get somebody else to play with you, I suppose. Boy, it is just asteroids. Nothing really recharged about it. I mean, not even blasteroids level of recharging, huh? Oh, is that a power-up? Ooh, power-ups, yay. Well, it really is just one life. Oh, okay. ZR thrusts. I thought it was just up, like in the 2600 version. That's good. That way you're not mistakenly thrusting, which I've been known to do. Got me in a lot of trouble over the years. Okay, there we go. There's the rechargedness. I wish it was sort of minterfied, with more effects on the screen. Okay, so limited time power-ups. Yeah, I remember this. Remember seeing this game when I was younger. It's all in its vector glory, And no joystick or anything. It was just all buttons. So button to thrust, button to turn left, button to turn right. Still kind of a, definitely a revolution in games. And that's why I just wish there was a, I just wish there was a desire to preserve, all these American arcade games. The same way that there's been a thrust to preserve the Japanese arcade games. Way back when, it was, kind of backbone entertainment doing collections of games, arcade games, but it's no longer a thing. So, and when Midway's around, they were doing their own games that they had developed all through the years. Okay, I mean that's okay. It's challenge mode here. Okay, so complete challenges for score. Destroy 90 small asteroids. doesn't really seem impossible with a 7-way shot, but yeah, maybe with this thing, yes. Destroy 100. Wait, what? Destroy 90 and then destroy 100. Okay. Not exactly varying in challenges. Destroy 50 UFOs? Definitely harder without the shield, that's for sure. Anything else? Then challenges that we can do if we don't want to lock them, just for no reason. I don't really have a problem with the color. Not sure what you can do with colorblind mode. I mean, it's a nice option, always. I always appreciate when companies go the extra mile, because it's it's a fairly common condition now to be colorblind in some way. It used to be a completely rare thing that very few people suffered from, but over the years, more and more cases are reported. It's nothing you'd ever run into unless you took a color test, really. So a lot of times you wouldn't find out that you were colorblind until you actually had an official test. The only reason I even found out, and I found out in my late 20s, was for, or I guess in my early 20s, was because one of the jobs that I was doing was handling, or was working for a company that handled chemicals. And they gave you a color test chart to make sure that you could see the colors on the warning signs. But if I never would have had that job, I probably never would have found out that I was colorblind. Because I've never had a job since then that I've ever had a color test as part of the requirements. That was interesting to find out, for sure. It would explain why I had a hard time with certain games. I thought designers were crazy for putting colors that were so close together, but to the normal eyes, they weren't that close together at all. It's weird there's no lives. I think the original Asteroids had lives. But yeah, there you go. That was Asteroids Recharged. I think this one actually fares a little bit better than the other Recharged games, just because Asteroids is so very simple. I mean, just a simple game to play. You know, obviously there was, you know, even back then there was some physics that you had to pay attention to, and the fact that you could kind of thrust around the screen in order to avoid asteroids as the game got more heavily populated with them was always a really cool thing for the original arcade game. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's okay. I don't know if I'd run out and get it for $10. I think, you know, it has about as much content as all the other Recharged games. That is to say, you know, not terribly much. Again, I wish they would have done something more with the arcade version, or the arcade mode. You know, instead of relegating the more interesting gameplay to the challenge mode, and even then, you know, not anything I'd write home about. So yeah, I mean, check it out if it's something that you think you like, based on what you saw here. But yeah, I don't know. I would probably rather play a game of Asteroids than play this game. And that game was made over 10 years ago. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.